Start recording here. Look, it is episode 10. We just hit double digits. I'm calling for a peace treaty, guys. I'm calling for the white flag. It's 10 episodes. Y'all have been fighting way too much, and I'm saying y'all know what you're doing. So let's try to keep it chill. Let's try to keep it chill this episode, okay?
You mean the guy that's glazing another one every week?
Ray, what'd I say?
Okay.
Keep it chill.
Hey.
You know, it's funny that he keeps saying that you're glazing. It's hard when you're a bottom feeder of this podcast, and the champ that stands tall has defeated for 2 months.
Look at this. Talking about trying to be calm. Look, you know what? I'm looking up somebody right now. Teach me how to get in shape and all that. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Once I'm in shape from this person, dude,
Lisa Ann is not going to help you, bro.
You really think that you finding someone's going to take my championship away?
Oh, it's going to big time, buddy. Just know help is on the way. Like Shannon Sharp said, help is on the way.
Guys, let's take a deep breath. Let's all chill.
It don't mean a thing. Chicken wing, Ephriam and 5. Mr. CC.
You couldn't even rhyme it. You couldn't even rhyme.
I don't need to rhyme. The champ can do what he wants.
Cesco, get your guy over here before
Mr. CC, Mr. CC, if we could, let's.
I'm sorry.
Come on, it's the 10th episode. We just hit double digits.
We did.
Let's keep it chill this episode, yeah?
The champ has been carrying the podcast. He's been here for all 10, not for all 8.
Oh my gosh. This is the guy you want me to get peace with? This guy
just for one episode, just for these next couple episodes. Let's try to turn a corner. Let's try to grow, some evolution through these next couple episodes. Let's keep it chill. All right, ready?
I'll try.
Let's begin.
Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart.
Welcome everybody to the Kayfabe and Chill Podcast, episode number 10. And these sexy motherfuckers on my left and right. I got the champ, the universal, reigning, defending, Kayfabe and Chill inaugural champion, Mr. Cougar Connoisseur, Ephriam. How you doing, man?
Dylan, I'm here after injury, after my car accident, walking it off, limping, pimping, as the words of Ric Flair like to say, pimping, profiling, styling, doing all that after, being in a near-death experience that not a lot of people understand and feel, but I'm still here pulling full-time duty, no part-time, none of that stuff. I'm still here, being the champ.
This close, Cesco. This close.
And over on the other side is, I'm going to just skim past that. And over on the other side is the San Antonio Romeo, Shakira's secret husband, secret even to her.
Is that why she left? She canceled her concert for that reason?
Probably.
Mr. Ray Carter in a fresh tank top and everything, man. What's
wearing
up with
this shirt for like the 5th time on this podcast, so it's already
it's your uniform. It's like how John Cena rocks the shirt with the hat. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Like I said, just watching somebody getting some workout tips and all that, but also just like Ephriam said, waiting for Shakira. I don't know. People that don't know, that are outside of San Antonio, she canceled last week. And obviously, your boy Shakira, just saw that she's gonna be back in San Antonio 2 weeks from now, so looking forward to it.
She was like, damn, like my evening plans with Ray, they kind of coincided with the concert. Let's cancel the concert.
Or on the other hand, she heard that Ray was going to be in concert. She's like, oh, not that stalker again. Not that Joe Goldberg.
Anyways.
You better get him.
Mr. CC, if please, man, let's keep it peaceful. Let's try to keep it.
I'm sorry. I'm just having fun. I'm just poking the bear, because the bear ain't going to attack. I'm having fun.
It's not like he's bringing happen.
Mr. CC, if it was you versus the bear, I would pray for the bear. Look, man, we got
my wise man.
We got some very big news to talk about. Something crazy, something that was rumored, but I think when it happened, you're like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I guess we're here now.
Isla Dawn's coming back?
That's a shot in the heart.
Don't do that to me, Ray. Don't do that to me. Obviously, I'm talking about Goldberg. Nah, real quick.
You're next.
So on Monday Night Raw, Gunther comes out, says a quick spiel, and then out comes Goldberg. And real quick, I don't know if we have strong feelings about this. I'm gonna just get mine out the way, just because what I'm about to say is, as a relatively new wrestling fan, I gotta say it's really cool to get a little taste of what wrestling has been, or WWE has been for the longest time. I've always heard like, oh, it's always just like these old timers, these legends that come back and da 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 da. So to kind of, kind of get a taste of like what it's like of like, oh wow, we're really getting a dinosaur up in here, and he's just coming right in for the belt. Great, great. Like it the same way that I was like, wow, it's really great to see a mid WrestleMania. I'm glad I'm sort of like earning my stripes as a new fan. But
You're kind of
anyways,
getting the humble stick of pie, the humble pie, the slice
yeah,
of pie. Thank
right.
you.
I'm kind of going through like the initiations as a fan,
The
like I'm
growing
getting
pains.
the
Yeah,
growing
you got
pains, my whippings. So yeah,
damn.
man. I want to turn it over to y'all. What do you think of the moment? What do you guys think of just like how we got to this point? And eventually, we can get to just sort of Gunther versus Goldberg, which is a crazy sentence, but here we are.
I mean, I think this was something we've been hearing about literally for months and months. And it was like we didn't know when specifically. There's even, reports saying, oh, it could have been at WrestleMania, and then of course that didn't happen. I'm kind of like you, Chesco. Just like, do I want to see it? Do like really with everything WWE has been lately? I'm like, do I want to see a guy who's already sweating, mind you, when he got into the ring? Do I want to see this guy take on Gunther for a belt? Which I'll be honest, that match didn't need a belt. So it didn't need a belt whatsoever. So just for it to be on that, because it's like if Gunther loses to Goldberg, Goldberg is gonna leave after that match. It's like, what was the point? What was the point? But I mean, it's all right. Gunther's probably gonna beat him. Oldberg hasn't really fought in a long time. I know he even said that recently he's been getting hurt a lot in his trainings to fight him, which doesn't help your case either, especially. Um, I mean, it exists, unfortunately. It's just one of those things where you're like, dang, okay.
Ricardo, what are your sources of Goldberg getting hurt? How'd you hear that? And who'd you hear that from? I need to know your sources.
I heard it from Nunya Business.
You got to give him some props, but also you got to, come on, that's just a line. That's just great. But yeah, I will say this. I'm pulling up Goldberg's last 5 matches just to show you guys like this man is challenging. For one, this is the reason why we cut off Jey Uso's title reign is, for this feud, it seems like, because, we were setting this up months ago. And two, yeah, Goldberg just get kind of sleepwalks into a heavyweight title shot. So here, 2022, Roman Reigns, Elimination Chamber, a loss. Bobby Lashley, SummerSlam 2021, a loss. Due to his injured knee, not even like an actual loss, just a ref stoppage. Bobby Lashley again, Crown Jewel 2021, a loss. Drew McIntyre, Royal Rumble 2021, loss. Braun Strowman, WrestleMania 2020, loss. So 5 straight losses, and then just kind of saunters his way into a heavyweight championship. Ephraim, what do you think about Goldberg? Just as a wrestler, and also like, do you have any strong feelings about how this came about?
I mean, first I want to see Goldberg get squashed. I was in that era of Goldberg and Brock Lesnar 400 times a year at Survivor Series, and he squashed Brock Lesnar. So I mean, I don't dislike the guy. He's a big name. He draws money in. So I don't like those 5 losses. I mean, if you're a big name, you can. I like to say that name alone should be draw interest, but like in my family group chat, we've been talking about right now WWE is just trying to market off money matches.
Mhm.
Mm,
So I think that's what they're doing with this aspect of Goldberg versus Gunther. Trying to have some more eyes on Saturday night main event, trying to have more people watch it because right now it's been very, like a 50-50 show. I mean, 2 out of 3 shows have been okay. Or I guess one, I don't know how you look at it. Like the one in San Antonio, maybe because I'm biased because I'm from here. but I thought it was okay. So having that big name like Goldberg entering against Gunther is something people want to see, especially in Atlanta. But I hope Gunther squashes Goldberg in 20 seconds or less because Gunther needs to hold that world belt up to be actual like a threat. And I'm looking at it as Gunther needs that to take out one of the biggest legends based on name alone, and Gunther can destroy him completely and re-image himself to be the scary monster that we know he could be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I look at it. I'm not looking at it so much as a bad thing. I'm kind of looking at the positives. Was it that the glass half full or half empty?
Half full. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're trying
So
to be positive.
I'm trying to be positive about it. I do want Goldberg to get smashed, and what does Roman say? Smashed.
I
Smashed
smashed
him.
him.
There
I
you go.
smashed him.
So that's what I kind of want Gunther to do, and then have Gunther kind of like be this dominant world champion, and then who knows? I've been hearing rumors of him going to SmackDown and having Seth take the Universal Championship to Raw. So having a good little mix up of that would be pretty cool, and have Gunther kind of run SmackDown like he did before with the IC title. So never know. So I guess it's not a bad thing to me. I'm tired of seeing Goldberg as much as everyone else is, but if this is the way he's going to put over young talent, because that's what he's doing. He's putting over Braun. He's putting over Bobby. He's putting over who else? Who was it?
Drew.
Drew. He's putting over superstars that need to get put over because those superstars needed someone to squash that had a big name factor. So if he's doing that with Gunther, I'm all for it. And if Gunther gets to kill Goldberg and send him off like he's supposed to, I'm cool with it. I'll accept that match and be like, all right, bet. Now Goldberg messing up and different. I don't know about that. I hope he doesn't. I hope he puts on a great match, but I just hope he's safe in the ring. That's my only concern.
Yeah, you know what? As again, just kind of being fairly new to wrestling and what. For me, the only real problem I had with this whole deal was sort of how it. I feel like there just could have been more done between the moment of Goldberg showing up and making this a heavyweight title championship, is because it just suddenly happens as like announced like literally like 10 minutes later, like,
Yeah.
oh, I would have loved the segment where, because it wasn't even what's his name, so there's Adam Pierce. It wasn't even Adam Pierce wasn't able to show up for Raw for whatever reason, and Nick Aldis was as like the substitute teacher. So I would have loved that they played off that where Goldberg comes in and Goldberg's like, yeah, I want, like, maybe after that segment with Gunther, he comes into the backstage segment and says, hey, I want this heavyweight title shot in my hometown. And Nick Aldis is like, man, I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy. I'm just here as a substitute teacher, but you know who to call. And maybe he goes up to Triple H, does a little thing, and then we have a segment of Goldberg and Triple H, two bald frauds, on screen at the same time, and just and then we make the match official. Just because, for me, again, I always enjoyed the show aspect more than the sport, but the sport aspect can definitely not get lost in it all. So that's really all I'll say. As for just like how I feel about how it all came back, my only problem with how it came about. So yeah, that's really all I got about this Goldberg thing. I am excited to see just like what this looks like. Is like what a goal, because from what I understand, Goldberg is just the pure like go 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 squash matches. So it would be cool to
Yeah.
see if he yeah.
If you want to have like a good build and something that you kind of like, damn, they should build this for Gunther, is watch his build up to Survivor Series against Brock Lesnar,
Ooh,
and like that's a great one to watch. Just the way how much aura had Goldberg had in that time when he returned for the first time after a while was kind of cool to see. Because I was like, holy shit! Like I was actually rooting for Goldberg to destroy Brock Lesnar because I'm anti Brock all the way through. I do not like Brock Lesnar in anything, and especially don't like Goldberg in anything as well. But seeing Goldberg destroy Brock in that match kind of made me go, all right, I can manage a Goldberg run a little bit. So I kind of want to have the same thing with Gunther, where Gunther just kind of like power steams to Goldberg and kind of like does what he did to Brock all those years ago.
Yeah, that would be very poetic, as they say. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I hope Saturday night's main event is cool. Were there any other matches
Nope.
announced for that?
Just
I
that
thought
one.
I thought it was. Am I missing one? I feel like someone got announced for the women.
From what I've seen, no, it's
No, it's just Goldberg not there. Okay.
just right now, yeah. Because right now, I know NXT, they're doing like I guess the qualifiers for Evolution. But other than that, like they haven't really done much. And of course, if you guys want to like kind of segue this to Evolution, just took a big like shot recently with what happened on Monday.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan will be out estimated 6 months. Dislocated her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that surgery is required for it. I think they said on commentary that it's the same shoulder she got hurt on, I mean, before she came back. So
That's tough.
obviously a tough situation, but wishing nothing but best for Liv. But it looked like we are gonna get, Nikki versus Liv, and now they're gonna have to go straight back to one.
Yeah, man. That
So
was gonna be a cool little moment. And yeah, but I'm here for the revenge tour yet again, except maybe probably this time I think it would be as a face question mark.
I think
possibly,
so.
because injuries usually like that happen that accidentally happen in the ring, because that does happen. That gives a crowd a very good way to like cheer for the superstar returning, because like, hey, you deserve this. You should have had this way back when. I mean,
Yeah.
this is your baby face. This is your turn back into that. Look at Roman. When Roman like once he got leukemia, he was booed off that building, and so he had that announcement, which sounds really bad. But he
Yeah.
returned. He said he beat it, and that entire crowd, like before, after that, was 50-50 with him, because before they weren't with him at all. So now that he returned and he was able to wrestle, they were really behind him. And this is like pre-tribal chief days and stuff like that. So he was still the big dog.
Yep.
So I mean, it can always happen with Liv, and have Liv come back and maybe have a heel Rhea Ripley, kind of like have them actually reunite that and have a different take on it.
Maybe you find a way to get someone as a big enough heel. I would love to hear suggestions on who you guys think would be
Bianca.
great. Bianca, Naomi, and
I
you
love-
have Rhea and Liv kind of.
You can have a heel turn. Heel and NXT as a heel
Ooh.
was crazy, man.
Oh,
When her and Candice LeRae had that steel cage match in NXT, man, that match was great. Like those two women put on the show, especially heel and Io Sky. It was a different vibe. Like Damage Control, I know she was a heel, but let Io cook in that pot, man, she gonna do some crazy shit.
I have seen clips of her NXT run where she was like, I don't need you guys. I don't need. Great run. But you can never turn Io heel in my eyes. She'll always be the apple of my eye, the wind beneath my wings, the ice in my skates.
Like you were saying though too, Liv and Rhea reunited tag team, because back then they were tag team champs at one point, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing that again would be pretty cool, and kind of having friends to foes and foes to friends.
I honestly got scared just because when they were, I forgot who was fighting. Was it Liv and Raquel?
Wasn't it Kyrie? Wait, you're talking about Liv?
No, the first match when Raquel came out to fight. She was fighting there was a fight at the beginning of Raw.
Right.
Oh, the Fatal Four-Way?
Yeah. And then Rhea comes out. I was like, dude, don't tell me she's gonna get involved with this little feud again. We just ended it.
I wouldn't be mad if it was Raquel versus Rhea. It's something different. But like I said, Rhea needs to change brands. They need to send her to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Have her fresh faces, and like unless they're kind of waiting for the Vaquay Vaquay match versus Rhea Ripley.
Nah, Cesco. Now that pissed me off. How dare you say it like that? After
that was the most funniest thing too, and Nikki Bella kept saying, "Man, I practiced it so much. I even asked her." I was like, "Damn well, you did not ask her how to say her name." I was like, "Dude, you just messed up, and now you're trying to cover your ass because you know you fucked up, and everyone's on her." I was like, "Cap, my ass."
Big time. Yeah. I was like, dude, and I think it was the sister, Bree. She was like, and you're like half Hispanic too, or something like that. I'm like, still, how are you gonna mess up a name like Vaquer? Like,
and it's not even like off a syllable, like Valkyria or something like that.
I've heard Valkyria, yeah.
Valkyria or something like Valkyria or something like that. It's Vaquay. Like you went, nah, this way. You went to a whole alternate alternate dimension with that just one word. Like, there's a Stephanie Vaquay somewhere in like fucking TNA wrestling right now.
And she's about to go crazy with the merch right now. She's about to totally rebrand to be somewhat similar to Stephanie Vaquer, which is crazy. The hottest female wrestler right now. Like her heat is off the charts right now.
Steaming.
Man,
what'd you say? Wait, sorry. Wait, what was the first letter of that word?
She's steaming right now.
Okay.
Well, what'd you thought I said?
Nothing.
He's speeding.
Don't even worry about it, Ray. But yeah, Stephanie Vaquay. Also for the record, it was Ivy Nile versus Asuka. Welcome back, Asuka.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Versus Raquel versus Stephanie Vaquay. So
man, I miss Asuka too. By the way, speaking of her return,
bro, yes. That was nice to see her back.
A lot of people do not like Asuka. People don't like her vibe, her thing. But if you really watch an Asuka match, she's very, very. She knows what she's doing in that ring. She's very talented. I mean, I keep going. Like I watched her when she arrived in NXT. She was undefeated for a long time. Her and Nikki Cross in the last woman standing match, which was the first one ever in WWE. They put on a hell of a show. Wow. That's a great one to watch. But like them two wrestling with each other, man. Like, but even Asuka knows what she's doing. She's great. So I missed her. Especially her little weird little dancing she does.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her like in the Royal Rumble when she was here in San Antonio and like not knowing who any of these people were. I was like, I like her. She's pretty good. I like her.
Yeah, people just don't like her vibe. But it's
also kind of like how animated she is.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta say, Green Bay sucks as a crowd. Like
I'm with you because I listened to that crowd. I watched the episode and I was like, damn, what the fuck's up with this crowd?
Yeah.
Like Goldberg got the loudest pop out of everybody there.
Like, come on now, what do you expect?
It's all the cheese, man. They're just all bloated up, and then they all took a bathroom break. And
all the cheese.
There you go.
Brought to you by Cheez-Its on today's.
Appreciate you, champ. Appreciate you, champ, for figuring out a way to get that ad placement in there.
When you get your paycheck at the end of the night, Ray, it's only because of the champ got you that paycheck.
Ain't because of you. It's because of my hard work.
The new Jordans that I bought for you is going to be because I did the placement for
Look,
Cheez-Its.
the McDonald's Jordans don't count, all right?
Please, guys.
You bought the McDonald's Jordans. I buy the real stuff. Ask the wise man. Wise man, how fresh do you look?
You said this was going to be a calm episode. What the heck?
I know.
What are you doing?
I know.
Fuck the calm. The champ does what he wants.
Look at this. This
I can't go wrong. The champ does what the champ wants. That's like the
I got something for you. Keep on the lookout. Keep it up.
Wise man.
What's up?
How do you like your new Jordans that I bought for you?
They're pretty clean.
Are they comfortable?
They're very comfortable.
All this talk.
Had like custom insole and everything.
Show us the Jordans. The Jordans.
Number 2, please sit down. Sit down.
I'm already sitting down, all right? You are too.
Go back away from the screen.
No, I'm tired of this, all right?
Let me talk to my wise man. This isn't between us right now. I'm asking my wise man how he liked his new shoes. How fresh do they look, wise man?
They look very fresh, like Outcast, so fresh and so clean. Stankonia fresh, like.
And who did that for you, wise man? Was it Mr. Rayverse over here, or was it your champ, Mr. CC Connoisseur?
Look, I'm sorry, Ray. I'm sorry. Look,
I'm trying to.
Usually, look, I know I'm Mr. Wiseman. I love Mr. CC, and I'm trying to keep it between you guys, like the peace between y'all. This episode. This is episode number 10. However. Yes, Mr. Kuka Connoisseur, you're the one who got me those super fresh J's. Thank you.
And whoever Ray brings in, I'm just gonna smash them because that's what the champ does.
Okay.
He's gonna smash you, Ray. That's just what it is, man.
Wait, hold up. What did you say?
He ain't gonna smash you.
He's gonna smash you. I said, Mr. CC's gonna smash you, Ray. Like.
Okay, okay, we need to stop.
Like Peter North style. Peter North style, Ron Jeremy style smash. Oh wait, did I not get the memo? Oh shit.
Wise man. Okay, catch the next segment.
Okay. That's KNC After Dark. Might be.
Subscribe. It's gonna be $19 per month. Okay. You get the Rayverse feet pics, and you get Cesco and shaving his beard up to the next, transition and
it's
stuff
the cheek.
Like that.
It's also the cheeks as well. The cheeks. Which one? Which pair you pay to find out. While we're on the topic of Asuka, I did want to just mention one of the things that really like stuck out to me from her. While we're just kind of on an Asuka Glaze sesh, I
I don't think
remember.
we were on the Oscar Glaciers this past couple of minutes.
uh, I'm coming back to it. I'm coming back to the Glaze.
Coming
Just
back to the Glaze.
steering it back to the Glaze because y'all be fighting way too much. I'm trying to. Episode 10, guys. This is a momentous occasion.
All right, I'll try to be better. I'll try to calm down a little bit. All
Yeah,
right,
try
all
to be
right.
better, Ray. My
Ah,
God.
fuck that.
I remember Survivor Series in Chicago. Obviously, we remember that night for so many reasons. One of the like monumental PLEs for me, pay-per-views, just to like see like all the hype and like like all this all that. So I was tuned in, locked in, and I was like out and about with my family, and I'm just watching it on my phone. I remember Asuka, she does this thing where it was War Games. She comes in, she's by the ringside, and she's like, the crowd is cheering, we want tables. And she's kind of like, she like pulls out a kendo stick. No, she comes back into very like, as you'd imagine, very cartoony, like, no, pulls out a, pulls out a bat. No. And then she pulls out the table. And I'm like, that's cool. That's wrestling is like, playing with the crowd, getting a
She's
feel.
she's feeding off that energy, which not a lot of wrestlers do anymore. And
Yeah.
Asuka really picks it up well. Even Shinsuke Nakamura, when he was a face, like a lot of those Japanese wrestlers and the New Japan Pro wrestlers pick it up and they understand it, and it's very cool to see when they bring it over here because it teaches other wrestlers like, hey, yeah, we can mess with the crowd. Like, what was it Naomi this week on SmackDown where she's like, what? And she's like, bitch, I know y'all heard me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that's fucking great. I just love seeing that. Like having stuff like that when you feed into the crowd and you kind of own them. You're like, oh fuck yeah, all right, cool. Because that's the
Uh,
coolest shit ever.
Yeah, I mean my favorite one is Undertaker. What if you sleep with your sister, say what?
What? I
What?
knew
Exactly.
Hold up,
it.
boys. Hold up, boys. We
What's up?
got some news. Mercedes Monet is the new CMLL World Champion.
Oh yeah, I figured that was gonna happen.
Okay. What is that? 7 belts now on her currently?
Miss Seven Bell.
Congrats.
Actually, I want to see that real quick. Sorry, let me see.
Want AEW Grand Slam Mexico.
Oh yeah, I see it right here.
Cool. Mercedes Monet.
Sorry guys, I'm sorry. We'll be back right now. Technical difficulty. I wanted to see what's going on.
Um, what were we even talking about? What were
You're
we going?
confessing how much you love Ray and how much you actually, we're kind of sad to see him go down this path that he's going on. So
No, you know what it was, Ray? I'm sad to see you go like you're always fighting us, man. Why are you always you're always like always like you got your back against the wall, like bro, chill, bro. Chill. You
You
don't
know
have
what?
to
You
be
know what?
fighting all the time. And
You know what y'all are right now? No yeet. That's y'all right now.
so wait,
No
so like,
yeet.
you know what else is no yeet? Because Jay Uso lost the title to Gunther.
Sad day.
That was still no yeet, but I kind of liked it because that was a pretty yeet moment for me. A yeet.
Wait, you know what, Ray? You know what it is? You're just mad that compared to Mr. CC, you're just a doormat to what he
He's
is. You're just
he's a stepping stool to my greatness.
you're number
And
two. You're a stain on his
Cesco, he walks
shoe.
all over you. What are you
Because
talking about?
I walk
when
beside him.
he
Excuse
walks
you.
beside
No.
You're just a doormat.
Calm
Ray,
down.
when he,
Cesco, don't do tricks on it, all right? Just, you're your own person right now, all
he's
right?
my wife. I can do every trick he wants. He's understanding it.
No, keep talking. I don't want to call attention to it. If you saw it, you saw it. Look, Ray, you're just a doormat, and that's okay. That's okay. You got some good stuff.
When he wins this Kayfabe and Chill title, it's gonna become the second rate championship because this title belongs to me, and it's so great because it's on my shoulder.
I see what you
Right.
did there, Mr. CC. The second rate championship.
Exactly. Because he's gonna win it and claim that he's the best champ and he's done this. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
saying
hold
he
it longer
will.
than you. I'm gonna hold it longer than you.
What,
I'm
2
proud of
months? We'll see about that. Because you
gonna-
never know.
You're gonna be calling me the tribal chief around on this podcast. I'm gonna be holding it for years. I can guarantee that.
The funny thing is too that you can win this title, but you never be the original inaugural first champion. You're always gonna live.
They're gonna be
you're
like,
gonna
Mr.
live-
CC, who? Who? They're gonna sound
I'll
like
let-
an owl trying to remember you.
You're always gonna live in my shadow, and that's okay. Because living in my shadow is better than being nothing at all. It's okay.
So,
Okay,
guys,
well, let me see.
we have crowned the winner of the Pedro Pascal Lookalike contest. And as you can see, guys, looks
me
quite
see.
a lot like him.
Oh, snap, it does.
Especially from the angle from when he won. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can find the video.
Is it me in this video? Because I kind of look like Pedro Pascal right now. I don't know why.
There. Let me cut out the noise. Look, that right there. That
From right there, yeah.
looks really good. Really good for a Pedro Pascal lookalike. And
Not the picture they just put up there. Like,
yeah, I think that was just him just like on the Daily Show or something. But yeah, shout out to, hold on, let me get his name right quick. George Gauntas, the Pedro Pascal lookalike. And also thank you for providing a segue from these two fighting all the time. I'm like Jonathan Majors trying to stop these two
I don't
guys
think you
from
want to be
fighting.
Jonathan Majors, but
Fair point. That is a good point. That is a really good point. Hey, Mr. CC, what are you eating there? What you got there?
My pizza that I got from Little Caesars. And speaking of pizza, if you guys go to your next closest Little Caesars, you can get a personal Fantastic Four limited edition pizza box.
you have to turn it.
Fantastic
Turn
Four.
it.
Oh yeah, it's upside down. My bad.
There you go.
But if you go to Little Caesars and you order this pizza, which is I believe it's a Fantastic Four combo, you get $4 off your movie tickets when you purchase them. How cool is that?
That's pretty
That's
cool,
great.
honestly.
Fantastic Four in theaters July 11th.
That's Superman.
Sorry,
July
25,
26th.
26.
Bro, we're about to get demonetized. They said, nah, we not handing out free stuff here.
Let the champ do the marketing and publicity.
No,
Sorry, my
we're gonna
bad.
get
Sorry,
this
sorry,
channel.
champ.
We'll
That's
definitely
fine.
go. They have a pepperoni and jalapeno pizza, and that thing smacks.
Okay.
Little C's, very, very solid pizza. This isn't the sharpshooter segment yet. What's your guys' favorite fast food pizza?
Oof.
I'm a Little Caesars whore, so
Okay, well that's why you brought in the sponsorship. So
I love Little Caesars, but there is
Little Caesars.
but there is a pizza place at HEB from. I don't know if you've heard of it. If you know what I'm talking
Say the
about.
name, because what's the name?
Let me see. Let me look it up. But it's a pizza place in HEB, and really, it's like really good.
Wait, it's on your side of town, right? The nice one.
I think so.
I know what you're talking about. It's like big pizza.
is it a fast food spot?
South
Is it a
Flow.
fast food
South
pizza?
Flow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
South
that's
Flow
like good.
Pizza is really good. So Cesco, if you're ever in Texas or San Antonio, stop at HEB.
You need to go to Peter Piper's.
It varies on that one. It depends on the location. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
You know what? We'll add it to the list of spots we go to when I head over there for whatever it may be, AEW, WWE.
You know, my
Okay.
question is for you. Who you staying with, me or Ray?
Come on. I've told you to come down here first for a long time.
I will give it to Ray because he has been talking to me about this. We've been talking about this for the longest time. So
It's cool if y'all want to make out. I understand.
it's because okay, so full disclosure. Last week
You
on
want to make
Sharpshooter, Mr. CC, our champ, of course, our inaugural reigning defending Universal Kayfabe and Chill champion. His question was going to be to me, which one of my co-hosts would I kiss? Gosh, this podcast went from Goldberg.
It took like a whole separate turn here.
So, in the spirit of wanting to keep peace with all three of us, I'm going to answer which one of my co-hosts I would kiss. So
Bro,
look, here's
somebody
how I
needs to
break it
clip this
down.
part right here.
Disclaimer: it wasn't a serious question.
Oh no, this was very serious. Actually,
No.
Ephriam actually emphasized it in our group chat. He like put the exclamation points on like how you can react to a message. Yeah, but he kind of you're a champion, of course, but he kind of wimped out at the last minute. So I'm gonna answer the question. This is the whole teaser clip, by the way.
So you had a whole week to decide this, huh?
Yes, and I have come to the decision that although Ephraim would be wilder and a lot more assertive, which I appreciate, I think Rey has the softer lips and is a little more tender. So I will give Rey a big old smooch. There
San
you go.
Antonio Romeo for a reason.
And I'm the Juliet, baby. Or Julian? Could it be Julian? Romeo and Julian? I think that works. Anyways,
This is
this
me,
podcast.
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, so nah, there's a line in there. There's a line I could say, but I feel like I've detoured this enough.
Wait, yeah, it's not even wrestling anymore.
What did I say? It's not homophobic. It's homosexual.
There
Yes,
you
thank
go.
you.
There you
Thank you. With that said, I'm kissing Ray.
go.
Where do y'all
Appreciate
want
it,
to go?
man.
We're
Where
trying to.
can we go with this?
But
I
hear
mean,
me after that.
I
We
know,
gotta
you
end the
know what?
podcast now.
We got a pod, but you know what? Let's because we said that we wanted to sort of keep our promise and make up for all the stupidly long episodes we've had. Unless y'all can think of a quick topic off the top of your heads, we can go right into sharpshooter and just take an extra long time with that.
Ray's
okay.
not going first because he has nothing to think of.
No. Well, before we could go sharpshooter, real quick, how we feeling about this finals? Looks like Tyrese Halliburton's not gonna play game 6, I think it is. Looks like
Yeah.
OKC is one way from the finals.
Yeah, man. You know what? As someone who, we talk a lot about the state of WWE of wrestling. Let's talk about the state of basketball. Oh, it's so whack. It's very whack. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander winning what will probably be finals MVP, and Thunder winning the chip. I think to me it's just absolutely terrible. It's like if James Harden had won the ring back when. Because yeah, like now when we talk about what the influence of today's basketball is, it's going to be a lot of that fraudulent style play of like, oh, we're just going to we're dribble, dribble, dribble. I don't know if you guys played basketball as kids, but you talk about what the fundamentals were, how people were
Yep.
taught, and it was, um, you know, make
Well,
decisions. Point five, you got 1 second to make decisions. Pass the ball, dribble pass, shoot the ball, all this stuff. But now it's like, no, my favorite player, he dribbles 7 times at the same spot. It's um, that meme of like Chris Paul, like just dribbling between his legs. Like that's what basketball is. And, I have thoughts about just like AAU and sort of how youth basketball is organized. It's a lot of pay to play, favoritism, stuff
Yep.
like that. So, I mean, yeah, I just have a lot of, I think that's my biggest fear. Like, yes, we talk about uh, too many 3-point shots or this or that. But to me, the whole like, and also on another note, another side tangent, the kind of the aura is gone from the NBA Finals. I don't know if y'all have caught
I,
that
I
too,
I
but
think basketball is dying. That's the hard part.
yeah, yeah. But the aura specifically with the NBA Finals, what happened to the floor, the beautiful NBA trophy floor? What happened to the beautiful jerseys, the presentation? Make it feel like the Olympics of if we're trying to, say fuck you to Noah Lyles and say like, no, this is world basketball at its finest. Let's make it
Yep.
feel like that. Let's not just.
Champions of what?
Oh man. So I mean, yeah, man, like that's I just have I'm very how people I feel like are very much down on wrestling is how I'm feeling about basketball at this point. Like I with the big three of my era kind of kind of riding off into the sunset. I don't know if I will love the NBA as much as I did have when those three, Steph, LeBron, KD, were doing their thing. So that's just me. Would have really liked Halliburton. He seems like
Take it in. Yep.
would have been a really cool guy to be like kind of the first chip of this era, but instead we get the foul baiter.
Oh.
The master.
No, the final. Excuse you?
Yeah, he caught yourself real quick.
He caught himself pretty quick. You said,
He started thinking about that kiss, you know. He started thinking about that.
Hey, whatever y'all doing in free time, I'm not jealous. But whatever.
What do y'all think?
I mean, you know, I feel like it's both 50-50. Like the game's slowly evolving, but a lot of the new stuff is kind of what's killing the NBA. Just like you said, just back then it was all about fundamentals. You go to this spot, you know, you gotta raise the ball above your head and a catch and shoot situation. You know, you can't really think about it. You gotta just do it. Now it's like there's hardly any defense being played, and it's scoring easy, which I mean is a good thing, I guess, if you want to see like a high scoring game. But once it's like 30-point lead heading into the third quarter, it's like, well, you kind of wasted money because you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a close game. It's a 30-point blowout. Are you really going to watch the team still lose by like 30, 40, whatever?
And then on top of that, the player that you've paid all that money to watch
not even
is
playing.
out for load management. Yeah.
And I think too I don't mean this in a bad way, but like Steph Curry, as much as I think Steph is one of the GOATs and I think he's great, I think he kind of broke the game. I think he kind of changed it for not the worst, but it's kind of like those arcade games that they're broken. You know what I mean? That like, oh, if I win it, cool. But oh shit, is it
like a cheat code kind of?
Yeah, did I actually win that fair and square? It's a weird way to compare it. But all we see teams do now is just shoot threes. It's chuck up a shot, chuck up a shot, chuck up a shot. And most of the time, it's a blowout game. So you're like, all right, whatever, because what was it, the Mavs and Celtics finals? Man, I was so bored watching that series.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, shit, dude. Like, I didn't watch this game at all. They won in 5, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, was it?
Because also I think Kyrie was out. Either one of the two were out, I think.
I think
it was Luka.
Yeah, Luka was. Well, I don't think he was out the whole series, but he was dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah, you know what it is? You brought up a great point, Mr. CC, of course, as you always do, is we've lost styles in basketball. Like we used to have the grit and grind Grizzlies, the Los Angeles Clippers.
The beautiful passing of the San Antonio Spurs.
Beautiful game. And now we just have, we have math. That's the style of game we have now. Is like, okay, mathematically, if you hit 5 more threes than the other team, you will most likely win the game. And that's just not fun. That's what made, obviously I was watching it just because it's my team, but Warriors and Rockets was really fun because it was a beat 'em up, like damn near playing football type team, very grind out team, young and athletic, hungry team versus the team that kind of started it. I do think that the Warriors play a different style than say the Celtics, the Mavericks, all the the majority of the league. There's a little bit more ball movement, but it is very much that starter point of like threes, ball movement, da 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 da. Styles, man.
I want to go back to like you said, it's in wrestling we have these different gimmicks and different personalities and different characters. That when two characters clash, it's such a different vibe. Like right now in my universe mode, I have a Karrion Kross feuding with Jey Uso. Ooh. The downfall of Jey Uso is what I'm calling it. Kross is kind of getting him back into that method, and but it's two different clash of characters colliding with each other.
I think we're already seeing the downfall of Jey Uso in real life. But anyways,
unfortunately,
I'm interrupting. My bad.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like the Log City Clippers versus that beautiful game of the San Antonio Spurs. Look how beautiful that series was after in 2015 when they played that 7-game series. Like we lost, but I still think to me that's a great series to watch because it's two different types of basketball playing against each other. And like we had the Warriors versus the Thunder at one point, you know what I mean, in the finals. It was two different brands of basketball. And the Grit and Grind Grizzlies versus the young OKC Thunder. Or, I think one of the series too that I really liked was the Denver Nuggets with Andrew Iguodala on there. Versus a young Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Like, different styles of basketball clash and mesh so well together that people don't understand that. That during the 2010 to the 2015 seasons, I feel like that's the cutoff. After 2016 season, when the Cavs won that championship and KD joined the Warriors in that year, that's when basketball changed and everything flipped around. It was never much of different styles clashing. It was just, how many threes can we shoot? Can we stop KD? Can we just limit Curry and KD from scoring? And then let Klay and Draymond do what they need to do and whatever.
And also, who was the other team that came into prominence during that time was the James Harden, Mike D'Antoni
Oh
Rockets,
yeah,
where
Yeah,
they were pure. Oh, and it was
threes.
um
Chris Paul,
um no the GM Daryl
Daryl Morey.
Morey, who
Yeah.
is pure statistics guy. Like he's notorious for like not being a people's person, not really caring about people's feelings. He'll just trade you on a whim. I think that's how Chris Paul got to the Thunder was Daryl Morey was like, oh, we won't trade you, and then he ended up trading him for a
yeah.
guy
I
who
remember that. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, again, around that exact same time, 2017, 2018 was where you saw the NBA start to shift more towards, okay, like the money ball method where it's like mathematically this is what works, so we're all gonna do it. And, it's
Honestly,
definitely affected basketball,
it
the
was not
product.
only that, it was also kind of like the super team mode. I think a lot of teams are trying out super teams. Miami was like kind of the first one, whether people want to say that was a super team or not. You
Well,
know, you
people argue too that the '08 Celtics was our first super team with
see,
KG and Rondo, Truth, Allen.
I mean,
yeah,
Like,
so
super teams have always been a part of the league with like the
like
Kareem and Magic
yeah,
Lakers and the uh, Larry Bird, not Bill Russell, Robert Parrish,
yeah.
Dennis Johnson, all the Celtics. But honestly, I feel like we're kind of out of the I don't know what the rest of your
I
point
think
was. I don't mean
now,
to interrupt. Yeah.
no, yeah, like I think like those times where like it seemed like everybody was either joining, the Warriors or the Cavs, just trying to aim for a ring, which I'm like, dude, like just go to a team, work for it. Back then, it was you gotta work through it. Look at, teams like the Spurs. They drafted all their players. They didn't get anybody in free agency. Nobody wanted to come to San Antonio, and Ephraim can back me up on that. Nobody really wanted to come down here. We drafted it. We stayed with our team. We stayed consistent. It led to championships. So it's just
I'm,
like one of
yeah.
those things where it's like now I think definitely we're out of that super team era. Like I think the Suns kind of killed that. Like definitely it
By
ended with the
sucking
Suns.
so much that we're like, we're never
Exactly.
doing this again.
They had like multiple chances to with a super team and
Yeah.
only
What,
went to the finals one year.
what's funny too is that it doesn't help too that people clown so hard on these small market teams
Yep.
like San Antonio, Indiana, Oklahoma. No one likes it. No one likes to see us in the finals and win championships. People always say that it's a soft league, but when the Lakers, the Knicks, the Celtics, these big market teams that go win a championship, it's like the end all be all. Like it's the greatest thing in the world. Like, and that's the hard thing about watching like these podcasters now. Like the only one that I really enjoy is Jeff Teagues, like I said before.
Yeah.
But like watching what Smoke with Steven
All the
Jackson and Matt
smoke. Gilbert
Barnes, like
Arenas'
yeah, like
podcast.
you can
Yeah.
tell those guys
Ugh.
are just looking at it just playing basketball. They don't look at it as the bigger picture. They just see, oh, it's my favorite team. Cool. These guys talk a big game, but they don't know how to play basketball. And I'll call all of them out. Steven
Steven
Jackson.
Jackson's a bum. I'm gonna
Steven
say that
Jackson
right
is the
there.
most because he wanted to get look, okay. So the biggest issue I have with these podcasters now, and I'm gonna rant a little bit about this, is that Steven Jackson wanted to get paid over Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan because he made a couple of big shots to beat the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Now, if you're RC Buford of the whoever was in charge at the time, who would you give that money to? To the three prominent stars that have been showing in and showing out every game, which are Tony, Manu, and Tim. Yes, he hit big shots, which I watched the entire series not too long ago, like a week ago. So people fact check me on that. But like they don't understand that Steven Jackson is not that guy. He was never that guy. And
Mhm.
that's the hard part that he has to accept. Like, dude, no one cares that you're from the hood. Most of the people that I know from that side of town, and they don't even talk like that. I don't know these basketball guys on here that you have to be in the league. You can't be a coach. You can't be a fan. You can't do this. It gets kind of annoying when people can see it as the NBA fans, casuals that watch it every day and understand it. Like you weren't Big Shot Rob. You weren't this Big Shot. Robert Ory wasn't talking about getting paid, getting the extension, doing all this because he knows his role. Players need to know their role on teams. That's what made basketball so great. None of these guys joining, doing podcasts, doing these things, saying all these ridiculous claims that they should have been paid over Tony, Tim, and Manu. Like he said, maybe not Tim, but Manu and Tony. Are you serious? Like, I know I could be wrong. Maybe I misread the podcast, but the way he makes it seem that they never liked me, they didn't want to give me my money, they never let me play. If you stayed out of trouble, if you did your own thing and you stuck to the Spurs way, which great, you weren't that guy. Then don't get mad when they go, all right, you're done, you're out, because it's not fit. And
Yeah. No, I mean, like he talks a big game, but I don't know if he seems to remember San Antonio is his only ring.
Yeah,
with the Spurs. So like, dude, you can't be mad at the team that gave you your own ring. And like he has said, like yeah, like he was better than Tony Parker. He said, I'm like, dude, come on, really?
Tony was what, the 2005 MVP and 2007 or 2007 MVP, Finals MVP.
Yeah.
How many? If Steven Jackson was as good as he said he was, how many Finals MVP does he have? If he was the guy that scored every night, did this every night, did he win that Finals MVP in the finals against the Nets? Was it him? Who was it?
Several. It was Timmy D, right? Didn't Timmy D win that Finals MVP? Yeah.
So by all means, yeah, you can show up in a Western Conference Final game. Yeah, that's important to us. But don't think you should get a max contract because you made a couple big shots and you helped us stay alive. Cool. Other players could have done your job better.
Bro, Tracy McGrady could have done a better job, and he came with the Spurs late. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like even No Chill Gill. Like, oh, I could have been 100% better. I could have done this. I could have done this. But you weren't.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't keep your ego in check and you couldn't stop doing stupid shit. That's not on us. That's on you. So when players get better, it's because they earn that right. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, have you guys seen the controversy with Brandon Jennings and Drew Hanlon? So Brandon Jennings basically was saying on No Chill Gill was like, oh, well, backtracking, Drew Hanlon was saying like, yeah, sometimes I I put two of my clients, like players that are playing against each other in a group chat, and I just start saying like, hey man, like he starts instigating basically like, oh man, like he has an MVP, you don't. No, obviously this isn't like verbatim what I'm sure the conversations are. Maybe it's more playful, but kind of like that, where he just starts kind of like stoking the fire a little bit. And
Being
Brendan
the instigator.
Jennings, yeah, and Brendan Jennings was like, all right, man, that's corny. Trainers shouldn't be putting me in group chats, da 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 da. Like, and like, it's like, what's your problem? Like, people, this is who he is. This is his trainer, and he seems to be doing really well. As he responded later on, he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go train my two people who are in the finals right now. Meanwhile, you get your little podcast going. And for me, it speaks to a bigger problem with, as you're saying, like NBA podcasts is they don't sometimes they are very biased with it. Like, yeah, they have a lot of knowledge in hoops.
They take it to heart.
And yeah, they take it to heart and it's personal. I mean, the fact that Kendrick Perkins right now is ESPN's leading analyst on games is crazy to me because he is so biased and so like fake, to me that yeah, for me, like my problem is, and I don't mean to digress too much, even though I feel like we're on the same point, is like as much as the NBA as basketball is kind of leading down a way I don't really love, it's NBA media that I fucking hate. Is the Stephen A. Smith, the Max Kellerman, what's his name, Mad Dog Russo.
Oh, bro, don't get me started. I freaking hate that guy.
Well, but even
Walmart Skip Bayless,
Doris Burke.
Yeah. It's valid. Yeah.
Like, look, I want to say this. A lot of people don't like RJ, but Rich Jefferson's a pretty good bias. Like, he's not biased, but he's a very neutral commentator. What I've heard, I could be wrong. I could have heard different things, but Rich Jefferson has done a pretty good job at doing what he needs to do.
Reggie Miller had some LeBron James glazing, but he's really good.
Yeah. Reggie Miller is another great one, but he's Indiana all the way. But even then, like, he was, the whole Knicks series, he was talking about how great the Knicks were and what they needed to do. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I like Reggie, but, like, it's just NBA media now, Stephen A. and all that. It's like what LeBron, Katie, and Steph said. Like, man, we're not going to be like these old heads. We're not going to judge anybody based off the game. We're going to let them do what they need to do. We're not here to judge. We're here to let them play. We're here to help.
Yeah.
And they don't take a lot of things personal. I mean, I know Katie does. He's Mr. Twitter Fingers over there.
Hey, he's a future Spur. Might want to watch out for that.
Hey, we don't know. We'll see. But like I said, like, these players, I mean, these guys have no say-so, and They don't let the game just be the game and just enjoy it. They take everything. Oh, I'm better. I should be that guy. There's these guys that are second round draft picks that couldn't run a ring by themselves, so they're salty and seeing other stars do it that were better than them in their prime and during their era. But they hate it. They hate looking at saying, "Oh, Tim Duncan's the GOAT." No, he's not. No, he's not. You know what I mean?
Yep, I've seen that everywhere. Yep.
Or, well, what does rings have to do with it? It's like this is the whole base of it. Everyone debates everything off. Who has many rings? Because now, if we're not going off of rings, then how would you? Oh, well, skill and passing, and I was like, how do you expect a big man to pass in that time frame of the NBA? You know what I mean? It's different eras, different times. So, these guys just want to make sure their point is across, and they want to make sure that everyone believes it and make sure that, hey, we're right and you guys are wrong because we're NBA players and we know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean,
like I said, Jeff Teague's podcast is the only one I can listen to, and that's half the time. It's 50-50 because Jeff Teague is the only dude that will keep it 100 with everybody.
I like his stories. I like his stories that he tells.
Also, though, shout out Kenny. I think it's Kenny Beecham. That dude,
Kenny's great.
He's a great. I think that's the side of basketball that I like. He's very kind of neutral. Of course, he's a Bulls fan.
And what about Unk? What's his name? You know how good Tim Duncan was.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't remember his name, but I know. Yeah.
Him too. Like, he's great. Like, watching those debates where people are saying Giannis is better than Tim Duncan or AD is better than Tim Duncan. I'm like, how do y'all get this point? Well, Giannis carried a whole team by himself to the finals. I was like, Drew Holiday was an all-star. Chris Middleton was an all-star. Brooke Lopez is an all-star. I could be wrong, but he was an all-star. Yeah. And these guys could shoot the three. Tim Duncan was the only guy in the playoffs, scoring this amount of points, rebounds, blocks, carrying an old David Robinson on his back, carrying a young Tony Parker, carrying a young Manu Ginobili, and Manu turned the ball over every fucking time he could have to make a flashy-ass pass. Bruce Bowen, Steven Jackson, you know what I mean? Like, Cesco, do you know who Nando DiColo is?
I do know him, but I know the point you're making is
exactly.
Who is he really? Yeah.
Who is he really? That's what I'm saying here. Like, these players that we had on our team, we had Danny Green, and don't get me wrong, until Danny Green touched the Spurs ball, the Spurs organization touched him. Was he a scrub?
Yeah.
He was cut twice. So don't get me wrong. I told Ray how much I love Danny Green.
I think he was traded by Cleveland.
He got cut twice by Cleveland, I think.
Okay, there you go.
We had Jeff Ayers. Who the fuck? Ray
Ayers. Hey, I've interviewed him.
But Ray interviewed him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I get your point, yeah.
I love Jeff Ayers. I thought he was an important part.
Patty Mills, even, for example. Bro was straight.
The Warriors had most
Aaron Baines. Thiago Splitter, bro.
Yeah, man.
The Warriors, the Warriors had Maurice Spates, I believe.
Yeah.
Sean
Livingston coming off of a bunch of knee injuries.
Livingston.
David Lee. I mean, again, like our teams, there's a lot of through lines between Tim Duncan and Steph Curry, where it's like, bro, what do you mean Nemanja Nedovic has a ring? What do you mean the Latvian Derrick Rose has a ring right now?
What do you mean Zaza Pachulia has 2 rings? You know what I mean?
What do you mean Anderson Varejao has a couple of rings? Like, what?
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't get this claim where Tim Duncan's not considered a great. This man is 5-1 in the finals. Could have been 6-0 if Ray Allen, if someone rebounded that ball from the Spurs. They would have been 6-0 in the finals. We would have had 6 instead of 5.
And also think about the player he would have been if he was trained in today's NBA, where you're 7 foot, guess what? You're going, not that he wasn't good at ball handling, but imagine if he was able to focus on that, able to develop his range. He had a couple big threes. I remember one against the Suns.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the big 3 against the Suns. Like, imagine if he was able to stretch his range out a little bit more. That's why I find the whole decades, like, I have seen those tweets of like, man, Giannis is better than Tim Duncan, or like, and it's like cleans him. Like, that is the conversation I hate. Is like, oh, he clears him. Like, bro, like, don't even fucking, like, they shut down the conversation. Yeah. But I'm like, do you know what Tim Duncan has done throughout his entire, like, his skill set? Yeah, young Tim Duncan. You saw 2016, like, the tires are already starting to come off. You saw that Tim Duncan.
And that's the thing, too. It's like, well, the Spurs had, like, a bunch of all-stars to help him. I'm like, dude, when he first started off, like Ephraim said, he had an older David Robinson, somebody who was dealing with a lot of injuries, a young Tony Parker, a young Manu, a young
Yeah.
Kawhi. Like, dude,
And then, like, even then, they were still learning. And this is, of
exactly.
course, Spurs glazing. But how many seasons did Tim Duncan miss the playoffs?
True. I don't think he's missed one.
He's never missed the playoffs. In his 19, 18-year career, he's never missed the playoffs, not once. No offense to Kobe, RMP Kobe, but Kobe missed the playoffs twice with the bums that he had on the squad. You know what I mean? But people still consider him the GOAT. I'm not disrespecting Kobe because I watched Kobe play. You know what I mean?
You're just saying that there should be more of a debate. It should be more of a conversation than just easily clears. I get you. Yeah, I get you.
Because Jordan, I don't really remember Jordan missing the playoffs in the finals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or missing the
Washington
playoffs.
Wizards and then his first season. Other than that,
Yes, that's it too.
Yeah.
Again, so that debate should be a little more, you know, Tim Duncan 5-1, Michael Jordan 6-0, Kobe Bryant 5-2. You know what I mean? That should be your top three, not Mr. 4-6. Which I'm not saying anything bad about LeBron. LeBron has done great things for the NBA. He's kind of the last trooper out there. Steph Curry, I think Steph Curry is what? 2 losses in the finals?
He is 4 and I want
2,
to
right?
4-2, 4-2, yeah.
2.
Cleveland and who am I missing here? Toronto.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it's going to be interesting as we enter this league that's of parity. The parity, that's the thing that they're always saying, right? Parity. Oh, like that's why the whole like caps salary thing is the way it is so that way teams, even if you draft it legitimately, that's why I'm excited for you guys to get really good because I feel like you guys are going to be the number one example of how this whole luxury tax situation just kind of sucks. Is even if you build your team legitimately through drafts, you still won't be able to pay money down the line to everybody. Because you know what? Because CJ McCollum thought it was a little bit unfair that the Warriors were happening to be doing both, getting some really good players for now, and then really good players that could develop into the future. So I mean, yeah, it's and then sorry, just to go back to the parody thing, is like who comes out of it all as like the guy, you know? I think that's what I'm curious to see. You know what? I think, all right, transitioning into sharpshooter, I would love to hear who do you guys think is going to be the face of the league? You can go 2, like just the same, or 2 or 3 if you think it's going to be a what do you call it? A triple threat, like the way that KD,
the
Steph,
three-headed
and
dragon.
LeBron, a 3-headed dragon. If you think it's going to be something like that, but I want to know just your guys' predictions. Who do you guys think is going to be the head of the league next couple years, or for this generation?
For this generation, oh, that's tough.
I'll go first.
Yeah,
I got Anthony Towns, Anthony, that first one. I think Ant is a great example of, you know, being a top guy, being that star that can run the league. I've always thought that was going to be him. I just had a feeling when he first took out KD and swept them, and then he took that run and took out the Nuggets, and he kind of had that aura of to be the guy of the league. Kind of like, this is my time, this is my year. I'm about to show y'all I'm here to stay. Second, he already won his ring, so and he gets a lot of hate. The anomaly, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Man gets hate. I mean, just because he doesn't show up, but that's just been consistent. I mean, I don't want people saying, "Oh, I like Tatum now after his Achilles injury." I've always liked Tatum. I'm a Celtics fan on like in the inside for me, even though I'm a Spurs fan. I love the Spurs, but if I'm going to choose a team in the East, it's going to be the Celtics. It's just because they rival the Lakers in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why y'all smiling? Why y'all laughing?
I just, ooh, I gotta say, Mr. CC, finding out you're a Celtics supporter is just
It's just a family
breaks,
thing, I guess.
just chips away at my heart a little bit. I'm still in support of you. Don't get me wrong.
Look, I think Jason Tatum is a great basketball player.
Tatum is great. Tatum I appreciate, but the Celtics.
We did it.
Oh.
Look,
we did it.
Spurs fans hate the Lakers, so the only team that can rival the Lakers are going to be the Celtics. That's the way I look at it as.
Just
Okay.
make your next point, man. I'm still brokenhearted.
And
Okay.
then-
Who's the last guy?
Is it going to be the two? Is it going to be a two-headed?
No, it's gonna be well, I mean, people have like a very mixed opinion on it, but I think it's gonna be Wemby. That's it. That's an easy one. If you don't want to go that French route, you want to keep it just American. I mean, I really don't see anybody else on that. Maybe I'm thinking. I'm gonna say Cooper Flag. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
Touch that
Nah.
core in the NBA. He's like, all right, Cooper.
Nah, I don't know. It's a lot. I still say Wemby. I think Wemby is that next third guy. I think he just fits the mold of what an NBA player should do and look. But as of right now, yeah, I keep it as those three. At Tatum, Wemby.
I think for me, obviously, one Wimby is going to be a big one just because this guy,
That surprised me. Really, Wemby Nama? You picked
yeah,
Wemby?
yeah, bro, Mr. Celtics fan over there. In his second season before he got,
Hey, they're
injured.
18-time champs. They know how to win, unlike you.
Look, buddy, I've won over. Look, bro, all right.
Ooh. Ooh, that one hurts me too, Ray. Don't worry.
That was
one
good,
hurt
and I hate to say that.
I took a little bit of that bullet. I was like, it pierced right through you and just and nabbed me a little bit on the shoulder there. But yeah, go ahead, Ray.
Let me continue here.
He's digressing from that.
No, I think Wemby, before he got, I guess you could say injured or before he had the blood clots, it looked like he was going to be a lock for Defensive Player of the Year. And I remember his rookie year, he kind of told Rudy, like, enjoy your last one because it's my turn now. I'm gonna win this award. And sure enough, it looked like it was gonna go that way. And just seeing how Wemby has kind of evolved, like, well, obviously we've seen it. He's in like China doing his Avatar.
He just
state.
came back right now. He just came back.
That's
right now.
right. He just came back. But like just seeing how he kind of is very
Water.
fundamental.
Air. Earth. Fire.
Fire. Just kind of seeing how fundamental he is right now with the game, and seeing that he's been through with a lot of legends that have kind of helped pave the way, teaching him, the game and all that. Another one, again, kind of gonna copy off Ephraim here is Anthony Edwards. I love his trash talking. I love his intensity with it. That's somebody you want on your team. Kind of reminding me a little bit of like a younger Kobe, trash
Mhm.
talking and being able to back it up. Obviously the joke that Jordan's his father, all that, and it kind of shows. We've seen like he's closed out games that you're like, oh shoot, like Jordan did kind of something similar like that too. But
And
when it
Jordan lost his first 2 years in the conference finals too. So
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about that.
However, I think it's just those two for me. I would have said Tyrese, but the way he's been playing this playoffs has me like, okay, no, he can't be that face
He's playing at
because
the finals specifically.
Yeah, his finals
His-
performances haven't been good.
but like
I
that's the
think
thing
playoffs as
though.
a whole has been all right, but
But like the finals just because like look, you are that number one star on that team. You should be showing out and you've been kind of silent these past couple of games.
And that's the thing though with the Pacers brand of basketball too is they're a team oriented team. They play team basketball. And if their star player goes down, okay, we rely on Miles Turner scoring 30 points or Nimhart scoring 30 points.
Yeah.
They don't rely on Tyrese. It's the other guys around. They rely on each other. That's what makes them a little different. And that's why a lot of teams can't play that type of style of basketball because, their star, they expect their star like Tyrese to go score 30 points in the first quarter in the first half and then he's out the next quarter. And that's when like the Knicks come back and stuff like that. No, that the brand of basketball is so different. That's why this run has been their run. It's been crazy.
Yeah. Shea, I mean, I can't really say. I don't know. I really, when I think NBA 5, 10 years from now, I see them being like a duo or kind of like the teams you don't want to face off against, like the Spurs
Well,
and the Wolves.
it's like I said, it's the Spurs and the Thunder. It's gonna be that soon. We will.
Yeah.
That's who is gonna be our arch nemesis once again. Texas versus Oklahoma.
Man, this podcast is going to be very vitriolic when that comes around. As for me, I feel like it's I'm gonna take two from each of you guys. This is the one that has been constant. Wemby, he's just, I think he's great for the league. I think what he stands for, um, at 10'5", he is just like he still has the mentality of like I have to earn this, and I really like that. And I remember seeing all the pictures and videos of him, like having dinner with the Spurs big three, with
Oh
like
yeah.
Tim, Tony, and Manu, and I'm like, dude's gonna be all right. Dude's gonna be all right. Anthony Edwards, he has that young Randy Orton energy about him, and I love that he's getting that legend killer vibe. Uh, is that yeah, he's loud. He gets in your face. He'll shove your chest, and he's gonna get in your like he will do his thing. That's for sure. It definitely
He's
reminds
here
me
to
of young
cut your
Kobe.
throat.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
He has that killer mentality, and we'll see if it's the Mamba mentality. But he definitely has that killer in him,
That wolf mentality.
that wolf mentality. So there's that. The third one will depend on whether on his how this current situation plays out. However, for me, the third one, I think, in my opinion, will be Luka Doncic. We just have to get out of this
Oh
LeBron
shoot.
era. We have to
Yeah.
get out of the LeBron era, and also the Lakers tax is a real thing. The Lakers marketability and that global appeal, that always helps. I mean, God damn it, Robert Sacre is known by the a lot of the world just because he was ass on the Lakers. Imagine if Luka Doncic, once LeBron, does his thing, gets his farewell tour and gets out. Imagine what Luka's gonna do and how he's gonna be marketed as like the guy of the Lakers. Luka Magic, we've already seen it.
Oof.
But also his game is as much as it is pretty like exactly what I hate about basketball is dribble, 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 da 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 da. There's a reason his name is Luka Magic, because he hits just like these miraculous step back threes and crazy half quarters, and so his game is really quite beautiful. We've been seeing him get in shape. That's like the one knock on him all these years, and he looks like he's finally getting it right. Um, and also he talks shit. He's fun. He'll have those viral trash talk moments. So yeah, number three, I'll go to Luka Doncic.
All right,
Um,
Ephraim, what you got?
Oh, you know me.
he just slid right in there without even edge of space. So he's like, yeah, y'all
He
got
says
it.
fuck. He's like, fuck it, I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess we're gonna keep on the topic of basketball. Yeah, I guess we'll keep it like that since it's been more of a basketball episode, but I kind of want to put it in a who's your Mount Rushmore of basketball players?
Oh, I feel like we've said this one before. Or
Have
am I
we?
true?
We
Or
said wrestlers. That was
oh,
Wrestlers.
wrestlers. Okay.
yeah.
Come on,
Uh,
regular pay attention to our episodes.
no, we've said basketball before, or I think we said we were going to save it one time. I don't remember.
He's really not paying
Uh,
attention to us anymore, Cesco.
all
Oh
right.
man,
Okay.
you tune out of our episodes, and then you're
Fine.
like, oh man.
I'll
Wait,
change
what?
it. I'll change it. I guess I'll change it since we've done it before. Apparently.
No, well, we can still do it. Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
Look here, buddy. We keeping the Mount Rushmores or not?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it. What's one player you wish you had on your team, your favorite team?
Past
Yeah.
or now?
Past, now, whatever, but he has to fit the team.
So just for clarification, we are taking a time travel machine. If it is from someone in the past, we're taking a machine, we're transporting them onto our current roster, or of whatever your Spurs, my Warriors,
You know
as
what? I'll
is.
make it a little more crazy. Pick a
Okay.
certain era of they won a championship. So, Cesco, if you want to pick the 2015 Warriors and you get LeBron James from 2003, whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh,
Word,
okay.
word.
All right.
Do you have one, Ray, or
Of course you don't. It's right.
damn?
Wait, what did he say?
Nah, don't worry. I don't want to start a fight. We're good.
I said, of
Um,
course you don't.
God damn it, Mr. CC. Okay,
I
I'm
want the smoke.
I got
going up
something for you.
chimneys. We're going
I
up
got
chimneys.
something for you. Watch. Just be on the lookout. Watch.
Call me the Street Profits because I want that smoke.
Man, call me Uncle Howdy the way I'm about to take y'all out.
You gonna take me out?
Oh,
Where?
yeah,
Oh,
D-
hey man, I would
Hey.
love to go grab a pizza with you.
No, I'm conquering steak, Ray. I hope you have some money for that.
I do actually. No, I do.
Some champ money.
I got some champ money. Don't worry about me.
I'll give I know my answer is I would love to have so I'm taking the 2017 Warriors to me, which is like the to me, my personal opinion, the greatest team of all time. That is like, you know, yeah, it's Steph, KD, Draymond, Clay. You also have
Oh
JaVale
yeah.
McGee, who
If you
was
say,
actually did amazing that year. What are you gonna say?
I hope you don't say DeMarcus Cousins from the Kings.
Oh no 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 no
We
no!
saw how that experiment
We've
went
seen
out.
enough. We have enough shooters on that team. Um, The I want Shaq. I want Shaq on the
Ooh,
2017 Warriors because I think the thing that people underrate about Shaq is his passing ability, his playmaking ability, and also he does thrive in that like improvisational. Like this dude was running the triangle offense through him. Like Kobe was obviously like the outside facilitator of it, but he was very much get the ball in the post, double team, dish it behind my head, hit the bounce pass. Like a lot of what we see, like Sengun do or
yeah.
a Jokic do. Probably, granted not to that degree of like craziness where Jokic is literally like chucking it over his head through half court through like four different hands and still getting it. But Shaq was doing his thing, and obviously, if we're talking about gravity, like we have the greatest person to have gravity, the greatest example of gravity throughout the entire court, and then the greatest example of gravity just within the paint. And I'm telling you, Clay is gonna have the most wide open threes he's ever had. KD, obviously, you have KD.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian Clark, who a lot of people may not remember, but he was a spark plug off the bench, like a 12th, 13th guy. But if someone was down, he would come in and hit a couple threes. So, I mean, yeah, I'm just, yeah, I would probably, you can get Zaza. I love Zaza. We had him for a cameo. We did a cameo with him for my dad's birthday. But unfortunately, I think we'll have to get him out of the
Steer away.
roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get Shaq in there. Because yes, the easy answer is LeBron. His skill sets fit so perfectly with Steph. But to give
Okay.
you a different answer, I would go Shaq, 2017 Warriors.
Ooh, okay. So for me, I would pick, of course, 2014 Spurs
Beautiful game.
and at center, Nikola Jokic. I
Okay.
think the way Jokic is in terms of passing ability, I think he would fit perfectly with that team. Just get him to the open spot, have him facilitate at the top of the key. They're thinking, this guy's like a center. What's he doing there? Hey, Tim Duncan's gonna get some mismatches. You're gonna have a young Kawhi Leonard defensively doing great. Manu, uh, you know, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, they're gonna continue to do their thing. Boris Diaw off the bench, even coming in there, Patty Mills, Danny Green. I think that fits just again. When I seen like the Nuggets, how they are at passing, it reminds me of the Spurs, the 2014 Spurs. They're always passing to somebody. Somebody's gonna always be open. I think he would fit that. Of course, the Spurs fan in me wanted to say Wimby with the 2014 Spurs, but I think skill set wise, I think Jokic would fit that perfect.
I love that. He'd be like Boris Diaw on all the steroids. Like what Boris
Exactly.
Diaw provided was like IQ, a little bit of shooting, beautiful playmaking. Yeah, that fits perfectly. That fits perfectly. I like it. Plus, he looks good in a Spurs jersey. I would
Oh yeah.
imagine he would fit right.
Definitely would have gotten a ring too. Another ring.
What you got, Mr. CC?
Well, I don't know. It was a hard pick in my head. I have a lot of teams I want to pick in the Spurs teams. Some weren't drafted, but I really wanted Chris Paul on one of these Spurs teams. I think, like Ray said, Chris Paul has a good basketball IQ.
Now, are we taking Lob City, Chris Paul?
I guess so. I don't want to put him on 2014 though, but like I said, I could pick any era and put him on any team.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess I'll put Lob City next to Tony Parker on that
Oh,
14 team
yeah.
a little bit because Tony Parker was kind of getting to that point where he was kind of done in that 14th final, and having him on that team would probably help Tony Parker take a little more pressure off. And
So
plus, we get to see
you're moving Tony Parker to the bench, or are you putting them side by side?
side by side
Okay.
because
Point
Chris Paul
guard,
can
shooting
shoot.
guard. Okay.
Yeah, I mean Chris Paul can shoot. I think we all know that he has that touch now, And then him and because I think the guard was Danny Green too, right? I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Bellinelli, or he was off the bench.
I think Bellinelli was a couple years later, no?
No, I think
No, he was. He was. I remember. Yep.
So yeah, I really don't want to. I don't know. That's a hard team because I was trying to think of 07, maybe 07. I don't know. It was really hard for me to pick because I want Chris Paul on some part of this team. I don't know what team he'll fit better on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've always thought that was like the greatest what if is I thought about it when Chris Paul went on the Spurs this past summer was like, damn, that fits so perfectly, but
Too
it's
little,
just
too late.
he's the gap between the age of the roster and his age is just too much to make it really like worth its while. So from what I heard, he was going to be a Spur like earlier. Like he had considered going to the Spurs, but then just
Yeah.
things didn't work out. So I
Yeah,
mean,
he
yeah,
was
that's a
supposed to
great
be a
pick.
Spur instead of a Rocket. Which why I don't like the Rockets even more because the Rockets always get the players that we want.
Is it a
Now look
market
at it.
thing? Is it a city thing? Like, is it just like
Yeah, I
Houston
would
is a lot
say.
more metropolitan, downtownish?
I would
Yeah,
say, yeah.
it's Houston and Dallas that get all the stars and like because Dallas gets all the role players. Like they get like
Mm,
Monta Ellis or Monte Ellis, and
Oh,
then they
man.
get like they got Rajon Rondo at some point. Like you know what I
Vince
mean? They get
Carter.
Vince Carter. The one with the funky shot. Um,
Oh, is it Gilchrist? No.
Michael Kidd
no,
Gilchrist? No.
Sean
no,
Marion. Sean
Sean
Marion?
Marion.
There you
Sean
go.
Marion. Even
Yeah.
not Sean Marion. Like those teams are crazy. Tyson Chandler, like the whole 11 finals run. That's a crazy ass team to have.
Yeah.
Like
J
shit.
Kidd,
Jason Terry.
Jason
Yep.
Terry. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I know this sounds weird coming from a team that has gotten like KD in the past and just traded for Jimmy Butler, but I relate to that is like everyone goes to the Lakers. Meanwhile, we have to, I guess I would put us more as the Mavericks, where we kind of just get like really solid pieces around Steph.
I don't want to say we're Sacramento because I don't want to be Sacramento in this scenario.
Oh, no, we're not
But
Sacramento.
I get the point you're making is like you guys are kind of like the middle brother, the middle child that kind of gets left
It's
out a
like
little bit.
it's kind of like if you want to work and get better as a basketball player, you come to San Antonio. But if you want to
Yeah.
play your own style of basketball and do your own thing, you go to the other two Texas teams.
There's a structure in place if you're a Spur.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, which, I feel like I don't know. I again, which is why I think Wemby's perfect for San Antonio. Is he seems like someone who genuinely wants to get better, as opposed to just like the Ben Simmons of it all, where he just kind of wants to,
Like
just make
like
money and do what he does.
the perfect thing too that makes Wemby a good Spur is that when the All-Star game was around and Jokic was like, "Are you actually reading that book after the game?" And Wemby's like, "Yeah, I am." And he just laughed. He's like, "What's funny about that?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody cares about your horses, Jokic.
Huh. Okay. Well, we'll end it off with basketball, right? Who is somebody?
What
What
basketball
NBA?
player you want to kiss? What?
Whoa, whoa. I think we covered enough kissing today,
Kelly
Ephriam.
Oubre.
I remember so fun fact about Kelly Oubre, my brother once like he signed with us in 2021, and I
Yeah.
remember we were kind of just like looking at highlights and they would cut to close-ups of him while he was running back, and then my brother just like casually he was just like he really has like a lion's eye, like the eye of a lion,
Yeah.
and I was like, what do you mean by that? Are you talking about it like how handsome he is? That's what I thought. He was like, no, he just looks like he looks like a lion. I'm like, dude, what you're already is this gonna be the whole season? And sure enough, we just started like being like, damn, this dude is really sexy throughout the whole season. So absolutely would kiss Kelly Oubre.
They would dunk. I remember some games he would dunk and people would zoom into his face smiling. I'm like,
Yep.
he didn't even do anything cool. He just dunked the ball.
And also he shoots a terrible percentage all around. So to me, he's an example of pretty privilege in the NBA. Like it even exists in the
Is he even in
NBA.
the league still?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was with the Sixers.
Yeah, he's on Philly.
No,
He's
okay.
with what do they call Kyle Lowry? BBW or whatever.
BBL Lowry.
Yeah.
Larry, crazy, crazy work.
BBW is something different, Mr. CC. But anyways,
sorry.
I digress. Ray, what you
know
got?
what I meant.
If y'all were to, I'm trying to word this right.
Make out.
He's trying to think of the question. He's trying
No,
to
no,
think,
no, I'm
he's
trying to
let me
word it.
this right. Let me
So
try to think of the words.
We've all played basketball, right? I think we could all confirm that.
No, we haven't.
Okay. Well, sorry. Sorry you haven't.
He didn't say my name right. You heard that? You gotta call me champ.
I ain't nobody calling you no fake champ. Who would y'all say you modeled your game after? Like, if you could compare your game to another superstar, who would it be?
It's a great question.
You want me to go first, Jess?
Yeah, if you could.
I'm as you can tell, I'm the tallest guy. You also hung out with me in person, or Cesco seen me on camera.
Yeah, I
Ray's
mean,
hung out.
I've seen you in
Yeah,
person.
I'm not that tall. So I've always been a pass first point guard. So I studied my game a lot after Ricky Rubio, Rajon Rondo, a lot of those point guards, and I like to pay attention to the way they pass. Even Manu Ginobili, of course, is one of them too. I always wanted to pass the ball because I wasn't confident in my shot until I got a little bit more older. But you can ask a lot of people I used to play basketball. They're like, "Who's your favorite basketball player?" I was like, "Oh, Rajon, Ricky Rubio, Steve Nash." You know what I mean? All these players that I grew up, Tony Parker, Manu, like these guys will pass the rock first before shooting. They found open plays, found good plays. Even the guys I play with now, like when I'm outside or I'm at the rec or whatever, and they always tell me like, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do?" I was like, "Just give me the ball. I'll find you guys wide open." That's typically what I do. Like I've always been like that. I'll take a shot here and there. I'm a really good defender. So, but like I said, I'm pass first before anything. So I study my game after defending and passing. That's who I am. And I think Rajon Rondo is a good guard. Oh, also Avery Bradley. Want to give out a shout out to Avery Bradley on the defending side because Avery Bradley was a dog. He was a roll dog. He was one of my favorite players. Watching him on the Celtics. Maybe that's where the Celtic obsession started with Avery Bradley because he's from Texas.
Okay.
So when he was on the Celtics too, and then Marcus Smart too, these guys are all pass first guards of some sort and great defenders in a row. Like that's how everybody tells like, sure, you could do all that fancy dribbling, but you're not gonna get past me. Like I've always was always up to them and stood a chance and always contested at the rim. I was never one of the guards to back away over some between the leg pass. Oh shit. I know where that ball is going. I'm about to turn around and grab that ball real quick. So those are the players Avery, Rajon, Ricky. Yeah, mostly all those players. Those are very much, like I said, pass first, defend later type of guy, or defend, pass. Those are mine.
Shoot later. Yeah.
Shoot later type of guy.
Floor generals. I would say I had two I had two very distinct eras of like how I played basketball because I hit my growth spurt kind of early. So middle school, I was very much a big man, and in that era of my life, like it's a whole like thing where we were actually like really solid in our old CYO team that I get to the point where it's like I could sit back and talk about those days like it's like I'm a Hall of Famer like oh my God, I was gonna say like Karl Malone and I'm like I don't want to be I don't want to do that. But at that time, I was very much, funny enough, on my team, very much like a Draymond Green type guy, like early Draymond Green back when he would actually shoot the ball. But I had a little bit, I guess more like, Draymond Green, Chris Webber type, where big man, mid post. I can hit the dump down pass. I can hit cutters, bring the ball up, but really, and I could score. I could definitely like get a bucket or two, but I'm mainly like defense hustle, making sure everyone's in the right spots, and then that kind of helped me transition because, like I said, hit my growth spurt pretty early. So I was like, oh okay, so I'm just at this height forever now, and I didn't get to really like uh become I didn't get to stay a big man, so I then transitioned more into being a guard. um and then that again now I picked to get my guy. Now I get to be on your guys' team. Is I've definitely modeled my game after a lot like a Tony Parker, who uh shot wasn't always there, but he could hit it. especially in the midi. Midi was my thing. Floaters, I got that on lock. How like still do like I would like ran some run at the park. Floater's still there, man. Floater's still there. Granted, it's not as fast as Tony Parker, for sure. But yeah, very similar, I guess, to Ephraim's game is like floor general, make sure everyone's in the right spots. I like handling the ball, like, drilling the ball, making sure everyone's in the right spot. So yeah, yeah, I would say
Okay.
also a third one, especially now as I've kind of my cardio isn't exactly what it used to be, so I kind of operate off the ball every now and then. I like to compare myself to like older Andre Iguodala, like okay, not that old. Jesus Christ, right? We're older Iguodala, where I'm just sitting on the side, and if I even get one little bit of run, I'll injure myself. No, like 2017, 2019
I want
Iguodala.
$1.
I want Iguodala, where I'll hit a shot here and there, but I'm mainly getting people in the right spots. I'll grab the ball and hit the assist, the hockey assist. Set the right screen. I like the I don't know, like making the right play really like turns me on. It very much I like a good back screen cut
Bet you do.
into a dump down. Ooh, that back screen dumpy. Don't mind if I
It
do.
sounds sexy when you say it like that too.
It sounds sexy when you say how I say it.
Yeah, but even then too, like with the style of basketball I play, I like to be guarded. I like to guard the best guy on the best guard on the court. You know what I mean? That guy
Yeah.
does all the handles and does all the trick moves and I'm gonna like run past you, and then you kind of show them up, and they're like, you're not as good as you think you are. Yeah, you're flashy, but you're not gonna get past me. That was my
Yeah.
favorite. That was my favorite thing ever, to be at the park and just trash talk, kind of like Pat Bev, and annoy them and talk all this shit. But like, you're not as good as you think you are, man. Like, go ahead, go to the dribble, but I'm gonna knock that ball out of your hand real quick.
Oh
And
man,
that
with
was
with the
my favorite
Patrick
thing ever.
Beverly with the Patrick Beverly comp, Ray, gotta say, he tricked y'all, man. He tricked y'all.
Alrighty.
All right, Ray, I'm very curious because
You're very
we've
curious.
talked hoop for a while
He,
now.
We
he's
have.
like
I
he's
mean,
like LeBron James.
yeah, I know.
I'm like Jordan
I'm a
and
real Giannis, Jordan, Anthony
Wembanyama.
Edwards type. I'm a real Wembanyama type. Like you guys can't see me because we're just on a Zoom call, but I'm actually like 7 feet tall.
yeah, I just felt bad and had to lower my height here. So
You know that
uh,
surgery that people do where they like take off a
oh
bit of their
yeah,
bone and then add it. You had the reverse where they actually took off some of your height.
they said, you know what, we need to cut you down real quick. Okay. So
He's like
often
Luca.
so offensively, again, I'm somebody that has to be moving. I kind of like a floor general in a sense, whereas I'm trying to set others up. I don't care. I'm not the best with handling. So I'm like, hey, I know my weakness, but if I see somebody having a crazy game or height difference, you're gonna get the ball. I'm gonna feed you. I'm gonna find you. That's kind of my play set there.
So
Uh,
what Ray's saying, that all three of us should not be on the team together.
We're just gonna be
basically.
passing the ball. It's
Hey,
gonna be
we
like
2014 Spurs. 2014 Spurs. That's what we're gonna be
Who's
doing.
going to shoot?
Hold up, if you let me finish. If you let me finish.
I'm Steph Curry.
I gotta see my floater. I used to be good with floaters, but now I probably might not be. But I think my mid range is kind of like a DeMar DeRozan type. My mid range game is something I really exactly hit him with the pump fakes,
I like that.
I love the mid range a little bit more than I do the 3 point. 3 point, I'm like Rudy Gobert trying to shoot it. I cannot hit those. It's rare if I make three in a row. So 3 point is like my weakness, but that mid range, my best. Defensively, though, I I don't know because I'm not saying I am like a Kawhi, but like where he's sticking with. Hold up, time out,
I'm
hold up.
look, I'm not saying I'm like a little bit like Kawhi,
I am
but
Kawhi.
No, but like just in terms of, I want to guard up. Like I'm gonna guard you the best way that I can, and I'm gonna stick with you no matter what. Like I know people hate, like especially my friends, Like whenever they're checking up, I'm always with them, even if they're walking up or walking around. I'm sticking with you like glue. And they're like, bro, get off. I'm like, hey, I gotta lock you down. I can't just let you. Like I take defense very seriously. Defense is my strong point. I feel like offensively, hey, I'm gonna give you the ball like a playmaker type, but defensively, I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure you're not gonna get this ball. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm like, hey, defense is my strong suit. I'm also kind of like where I kind of
Michael
like
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
I'm kind of the face of the franchise, if you think about it.
I heard somebody yelling. Kind of like I also kind of play that Rodman role just in terms of trying to get the board. I'm always like I'm short, kind of also. Well, I am short, but like I always want to try to get the board as much as I can. Because if I'm not doing anything offensively, I want to make sure, hey, at least I could get the board. I could do something to push the ball a little bit, you know. So I just feel like I try to tailor what best fits me because I know I'm not gonna be like a starting point that's gonna be like, all right, some flashy moves here and there, and no, I'm like, hey, I'm like fundamentals. I'm pass it to you. I'll back court, cut, whatever the case may be.
So
What y'all laughing
what
at?
you're saying is, if the three of us were on a team, we would be a bunch of goons. We would be a bunch of gooners. The Grit and Grind Gooners is the name of this team. Because we'll lock you up, we'll get boards, but goddamn it, we're not shooting the ball.
We're not scoring for
I mean,
shit.
we'll try to shoot.
Look,
If the shot clock is down, okay, alrighty,
my pen shot is the fadeaway or the Dirk shot. So just the knee and the shot off the backboard too, or the overarching shot. We're short guys, so all the three of us are gonna play the same way as basketball.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll again end the shot clock, spot up.
Alley-oop.
All right, man. All right, we'll see how this goes. Hey, Ray, we're gonna test out those rebounding skills.
Ray just gets bodied by everybody.
I know, dude. It's
you
weird.
said you're Rodman. The fight there.
No, it's kind of weird because it's like I always don't mind trying to like stop somebody in the post. Like if it's a mismatch, I know I'm probably
you like
like
getting it.
This episode is
with a little bump and grind.
Nah, but like I just I'm gonna try to stop you, and if I get scored on, hey, that height difference is gonna play a factor. I'm like I get some steals, but I'm more a defensive guy. More defense.
See, this is episode is what happens when you don't have too much to talk.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say, champ?
Oh, I'm just saying that we will have a sucky team. It's like gonna be 30-2.
No. It's gonna be like a 15-8 like 90s ball. We're gonna make you work for every single bucket,
Yeah, that's true. Make them work for it, man.
Granted, you're doubling this up on the scoreboard, and especially as we get into the second half of the game. Ooh, my guy. Yeah, I'm like Ray. Hey, Ray and Ephriam. Thank God you guys know how to. You guys want to get the best guy, because I'll take shooter. I'll take catch and shooter over here. Y'all got it. So what I'm hearing is we got to do the King of the Ring, or King of the Court at one point. A little 1v1v1.
Oh yeah.
Game of 21 at some point. Okay.
We got to give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. And depending on who you keep talking about, maybe it ends up being a 2v2. I don't know. If you can get somebody,
Look, all I know is
Ray, is that you keep selling me promises and dreams, and you just keep,
He's giving us a lot of broken dreams,
Took the words right out of my mouth.
He's just gonna break y'all's heart. That's just what it's gonna happen. That's what it's gonna happen.
I think he's gonna break. I think whoever he is, it's like when someone would go to like, oh yeah, my girlfriend she goes to another school, she's in another country, she's in Canada, we text all the time. You keep talking about this guy, but I think you're just gonna break your own heart here, Ray. So anyways,
just be on the lookout. Your little fake champion's gonna be falling soon. Just remember that.
Get the belt, Mr. CC. Get the belt real quick, and then
if you look, all this talk about the champion, yeah, you didn't pick him to kiss. You picked me. Remember that.
It's okay.
That's
He likes sloppy
that's the
seconds.
real winner right there.
Who I picked to kiss. True.
That
But
is
who I
the-
picked to kiss has there is no factor on who I like better. This is purely on who I'd like to kiss basis.
Mind
Nothing
you,
more, nothing less.
mind you, you also picked me if you ever to come down here to San Antonio.
Oh.
Who you hang out with? You picked
Come
me.
down and fuck.
That is true. That is true.
You did come down and wanted him to come, right? That's what he said.
Yes. All right, man. This episode is
We gotta end it. We gotta end this.
This is really how we're bringing in 10 episodes of the Kayfabe and Chill. Well, hey, man, this is the chilling part of the Kayfabe and Chill podcast.
That's exactly what that part meant. People didn't understand that part.
People, in case anyone asks what the Kayfabe and Chill title means, just refer them to this episode for the chill part.
We'll give you the timestamps in which to look at and be like, that's the Kayfab and Chill right there.
Kayfab?
Kayfab?
And
Ray.
see, your champ can't. I mean, this guy.
Ray, we can't. I keep wanting to give you chances to want to be a champ, but then you mispronounce the name of this podcast.
Did you not just say?
No, let me help you say it. It's Kayfabe and Chill.
It's Kayfab.
Let the champ explain to you how it's actually pronounced, okay? Since you always in the group chat saying your R with apostrophe R-E.
Oh, learn how to spell, buddy. There's a difference.
We'll learn how to actually start a podcast name correctly the first time.
I'm sorry, I have two. Where's
Mr.
yours?
Part-time.
I have two. Where's yours?
That's okay.
Oh,
That's okay.
oh!
I'm still holding this belt, which you haven't held.
Yeah, you're gonna drop that belt soon. Remember that. Remember
who?
that.
To you?
Yeah.
Never.
You're gonna drop it to me. Don't worry.
But like I said,
I got help on the way. Just remember.
Also, I just want to say, you say soon. You say soon, but SummerSlam is like in a month, so he's got a minute. He's got a while to hold on.
Oh, that's a while, but my help is on the way. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready.
Just you know what they say about the guy that's the most scared. They keep talking and talking and talking, but the champ is the most relaxed and chill one, and just letting the other guy keep talking.
He's leaning into the
That is
camera.
bull.
And
Because you called me out.
That's how mad he gets because I'm champion. And this fake championship that he claims that I've won, apparently, if you go back to previous episodes, you go back to the WrestleMania, my predictions were spot on. While he was just dead wrong. It's okay to be the new guy and be wrong.
And if you go back at older episodes, you would also see you've come after me. I've never gone after you. You've always come after me. And you're that little talk right now where you're like, see how the fear guy talks a lot? I got proof. I got receipts on you.
Do you see how he just did it again? How he keeps over, like he's just talking over me.
Let's go wrap this up.
Wrap this up.
Ain't nobody want to hear this. Wrap it up.
The viewers can't see it because I cropped out the screen, but Ray, you're literally standing and like leaning into the camera right now. I feel, to quote Tony Khan, I feel like my life was in danger right now. But look, I think that's gonna do it for episode 10 of Kayfabe and Chill. This was very much the chill part of the podcast, as you can see. But yeah, thank y'all for sticking around. Hope y'all can keep coming through every week. We'll see if this fucking whoever this guy is, this mystery nobody that Ray keeps fantasizing about. That's not me for some reason, even though I said I would kiss him and sleep with him on this podcast. Is that not what we would do? Because I would stay over at your place and I would sleep at your place. No, so I'm sleeping with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I want that on record. I'm sleeping with Ray.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what an unhinged episode.
Yeah.
God. If this so that's been episode 10, Kayfabe and Chill. Come through every week. We're on Instagram. We are obviously going to be on the new channel. I think this will be the debut episode. No, let's have next week the debut episode of the Kayfabe and Chill channel. So that'll be linked below. We also want to kind of start up a new little initiative and start giving you some commentary tracks on wrestling matches, just so you can get our expert opinion, because we've been there. We've wrestled the highs and the lows. We've gone through everything. So of course you want our opinion, our thoughts, our commentary on some of these amazing wrestling matches. So we'll get that to you whenever we get to it. But until then, this has been us. This has been y'all. And until next time we see you guys, all praise to the Mr. Cougar Connoisseur, Kayfabe and Chill Champion. And we'll see y'all later.
I have one podcast, but at least I'm the main guy on my podcast, not the second chump.
Brother, I am the main guy on both of mine. Thank you very much.
Actually, I think I heard the other guy more.
Oh, okay.
Champ out.
I got receipts for you, buddy. I got
Champ
receipts
out.
for you. I got receipts for
out.
you.